Hello, good morning, good day, good afternoon, everybody. My colleague Susanne Renner, who is in charge of communications with PSI, and myself, and on behalf of the entire PSI team here, we wish you a wonderful day. My name is Jost Geweke. I am a member of the PSI team working in business development and sales, and we are very happy that we are able to contribute today in this marvelous conference, to contribute to the success of clean buses in Europe. Because this is an issue, from our perspective, without any alternative, and the story has begun. For this presentation, we have chosen the opportunity to contribute from the integration into business process of the PTOs of your perspective. Why do we do that? The integration of zero emission into public transport fleets, meaning electrical buses and already hydrogen buses, this has become reality already. Therefore, it's no longer time for information, for sharing thoughts, for sharing ideas and strategy. Now it's time, from our view, to focus on the issue of integration, zero emission technology in PTOs into your business processes. That's why we have chosen this perspective for today. A few words and informations about ourselves, about the PSI team. PSI is a leading German supplier of software. Don't expect any hardware from us. And our software is serving different industries and is optimizing energy and material flow for utilities and industry. In other words, we serve our customers in different industries with software solution to manage their complex processes at its best. In the public transport sector, it's one of the top goals of every public transport operator to achieve the best possible availability of his assets for his service. And therefore, it is our mission to serve you by software that enables you to achieve the best possible availability of your assets, because it's all that's for. With the start of zero emission technology, meaning electrical buses into your fleets, our competencies in public transport and electrical grids came on the table and enabled us to be an early mover into zero emission technology in the depots and the business processes of your business. And as hydrogen, as gas activities come on the table now, we have the same competence in gas, and therefore we will be first early mover with integration of hydrogen technology as well. You need strong partners, you need sustainable partners with age and experience and the breadth to go this way. And you can see here on some figures that we have this breadth, that we are experienced. Our company was established in 1969, and we have international locations near to the markets and near to our customers and near to there where our software developers are located. This is us, this is PSI Transcom. We are more than 100 specialists with industrial know-how, and we are just working for the sector of public transport. We do that on one software platform and are servicing operations in the field, AVMS solutions for bus and tram. We are doing train management systems for train and metro. And as it's up for today, we are extremely strong in depot management solutions for bus and for tram and for rail. And as drivers will belong for a long period of time to our business, we have also solutions for scheduling driver personnel. If we work long, and we do that for more than 20 years just in depot management, as we see here, we have quite a number of references, and every customer of ours will be ready and happy to give feedback to you, to talk about what we did together and share their view. It's our clear view and opinion that manage complexity in your business always must mean serve with one solution that is able to integrate different, let's call it environments, different solutions. In the decades ago, you started your business with diesel-based buses, and therefore all our experience as we started with is based on diesel bus operations. In 2010, we integrated in this depot management solution also the management of natural gas-based buses. One solution, now two energy types in it. 2017, 18 and 19 with the Hamburger Hochbahn, we started to integrate electricity into this setup, meaning the operations of electrical buses, new complexity. And in 2022, this year and next year, we will integrate the first hydrogen bus operations in a depot into our depot management solution. So then we will be able to serve one solution, meaning we will be able to manage or help to manage complexity with one solution that will take care of all types of energy by which you operate your buses: diesel, natural gas, electricity, and hydrogen. Zero emission has become reality. Therefore, the projects come on the table. It took time to start. It took time to secure the financial conditions for that. Tenders came onto the market. The purchase of electrical buses, of charging infrastructure, of software were started. And these tenders are now, in very many countries and cases, successfully completed. They are now awarded to suppliers. And the supplier, the provider, has confirmed the order. Possibly these procedures took more time than expected. Nevertheless, the endpoint, or meaning the starting point for operations with zero emission fleet, won't have changed possibly. And the question is, are fast projects possible? Meaning fast from tendering to commissioning into operations. And it's our experience to say, yes, this is. This is not a theoretical thing we talk about. These are learnings from projects we went through. We have realized about 70 projects in depot management installations. And this is where the experience I talk now comes from. First point is, ensure the communication with all stakeholders from the very beginning on. Many people have to contribute serious issues to this topic, and therefore communication with all of them is vital, because if this does not happen in the very beginning, it will happen later and it will interrupt the flow of the project. In order to ensure that, this is an important point. Keep the time guzzlers under control. We have experienced both. We have experienced where this happened, and we have experienced where this did not happen. And once time guzzlers start to grow, the discussion on this grows, a fast project will no longer be possible. This will cost time, and this will be the suffer then for the project team, who is forced to deliver the project at a clear timeline, with a clear timeline. Discipline specification phase is vital. There are issues to be discussed, to be described, to talk about, but not every issue at this time. Possibly they can be discussed at a later moment in order to have a focused, a concentrated specification phase, 8 weeks, 10 weeks or so, no longer, and then start of implementation if the fast issue is still on the table. An alternative, we follow this way, try to work with suppliers who can help you with standard application. Does not mean that you have not the opportunity and the chance to install your business processes in your software environment. But if you do that based on a standard application, this specification phase, this theoretical, this preparation phase will go faster, and with a faster look and feel of your team on what they will get later. Start, if possible, with the indispensable interfaces first. There are many interfaces to be dealt with, to deal with during the lifetime of this IT landscape you are entering now, but not every interface has to be discussed in the very first phase. If you focus on these indispensable ones, you will save a lot of time in order to reach with the target, do this fast. And very important, test nevertheless before the start of operations. And this needs, in this process, meaning in this phase, the talk about test cases already. And the more disciplined, the more focused these procedures are, the more focused the test cases will be that are on the table and that your team will have to test through. And if all this happens, from our perspective, from our experience, an effective project in less than 1 year from tender, from successful tender till start of operations is possible. We don't want to leave you without having talked a few moments about something we are fundamentally sure about. This is that operational software should be based on components and work based on standardized interfaces. Also, if we talk about the integration of electrical fleets, of electrical bus fleets into your business processes now, this is vital. These are European standards developed in Germany, but they have relevance for many other countries, not every country. This is not to say that these standards must be the one and only standard interfaces you should use, but you should work based on standardized interfaces. The OCPP standard between chargers and charge management is a global standard, more or less. The ISO 15118 is a global standard organizing the communication between vehicle and charger. But there are other modules on your IT landscape that need to communicate. And it's vital from our perspective, and that's why we talk about that. Ensure that you work on standardized interfaces and ensure that your suppliers have this on their strategic roadmap in order to continue with that. Because only if you have this in your mind, then you can ensure that if something happens in the AVMS world, that all other modules on your IT landscape learn that from the very fast, from an early moment on, and they can act early enough and prepare themselves. If there are proprietary modules in between, this won't happen. And if it happens, it will stress your budget for that, and it will stress your timelines you have for that. Therefore, important, and take care of standardized interfaces, take care of software modules that can work together based on standardized interfaces. Last but not least, 5 points we want to mention. First one is keep complexity under control. Easy to say, not easy to handle, because many things contribute to a high complexity. But if your stakeholders in the project agree on the issue of keep complexity under control, they will do it, and they will come with the additional complexity at a later moment. More than 90, possibly 95% of the budget for zero emission integration is for assets, is for buses, is for charge infrastructure, grid infrastructure, and a few percent is for software. Therefore, take the chance to focus on the investment, because this must work perfectly well. If this goes wrong, Everybody will suffer from a financial and from an operational perspective, and cooperate with those who have experience on the software side. We have seen very successful projects, and your colleagues of yours, and these are those who have focused on ensuring the operational availability in the first eBus operating year. What does this mean? In the first year or the first 2 years, they just have ensured that the buses are charged and available for service, that the technology in the buses is working well. Are they healthy? Are the chargers working well? Are they ready to charge? If they are not, do we have the information why not? And even more, is it safe that no bus goes for charging to a charge point that is not ready for service? Sounds easy. At least it's relevant for the issue to focus on operational availability in year 1. The other issues in those projects came later, year 2, year 3, year 4, and this was a very successful path. At one point we want to mention, not to forget it, ensure the availability of vehicle data. Not meaning the vehicle data that can be generated in the depot, but also the vehicle data that can be generated if the buses are en ligne, if they are on tour, if they are servicing. We advise you to think about data loggers, to integrate them. They can connect up to 4 CAN buses, and they will serve you without any need of additional cooperation with suppliers of buses, etc., to help you with these data. Only if you have these data available, then you have the necessary information. Is my asset available for service? Are the buses available? Or will they come back to the depot with a problem, and therefore I have to take care of that before I can send them out again? And the last point is conversion into eBus operation. It's not only a technological change. It's a major change for the whole company, for the whole team. And this requires management of this change process. It starts with the stakeholder integration and stakeholder communication in the beginning, and it needs communication. We have experienced the better ones, the perfect ones, and the not so perfect ones, and therefore it's our learning how important that is. We are ready to contribute to this communication. If you take care of these 5, and we are sure some other points additional to these 5, then you will have a successful way into integration of zero-emission bus operations into your business processes. This is the issue we wanted to talk about. We did. And if there are any more questions, if there is anything you want to talk about, you want to check, you want to ask, if we can help, we will do. Please send me an email, please give me a call, and we are more than happy to answer and to talk with you. Thank you very much for your attention. And we wish you all, the whole PSI team wishes you a very successful way into your zero-emission future. Thank you very much indeed. Goodbye.